Welcome to the HR Data Labs podcast, now part of the Work-Defined Podcast Network. Join us as we explore the vital role of compensation, strategy, data, and people analytics in navigating today's complex business world. With the resources of Work-Defined, we're bringing you deeper insights and actionable ideas from top HR experts. Now, here are your hosts, David Turetsky and Dwight Brown. Hello and welcome to the HR Data Lab podcast. I'm David Turetsky, your host. And today will be a very special edition. We're preempting another podcast that we are going to have with Craig Friedman. That will happen in the new year. But I wanted to give a special podcast episode for the holiday season to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, and whatever else you might celebrate. Genuinely, I hope you have a beautiful and safe holiday season. We've seen that it's gotten off to a rocky start, and it's tearing me up inside. And hopefully you all wish for peace and hope for the new year and a positive 2026. And as we turn the page on 2025, I wanted to let everybody know the one fun thing that no one knows about me is I've separated from my former employer, and the HR Data Labs is taking on a new look, new feel. And I will get into that in the topic. But my fun new thing is that I'm now going to be working on my own. So I'm going to also turn over a new leaf, which we'll talk about. And we'll get to that in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Stacey Nordwall, host of Toot or Boot, the show that boots burnout culture and calls out corporate nonsense. Each week I talk with bold leaders and good troublemakers who are rewriting the rules of work. We dig into what's broken, what's working, and how to build something better, with a mix of practical advice and humor. If you're ready for a healthier, more human workplace, this is your show.
So the topic for today is new directions for 2026. And this episode, as I said, is going to be a special episode, holiday edition. And I first want to start talking about what we typically do at this time of the year is we typically look back at ourselves and what we accomplished in the previous year, and we talk about where we're going to go for the new year. I want to specifically talk about me first, which sounds really selfish, but it's my podcast. I will. So my new direction for David Turetsky is to be more full of thankfulness and to have more positivity and to spend time with my family and friends and to be thankful for what I have. I think it's a really important thing that when you go through major life transitions that you look at yourself in the mirror, and other than the very shiny bald spot that is now my entire head, I have looked in the mirror and some of what I don't like. So I think in 2026, I'm going to take a new look and be able to take on that new positivity. One of my best friends, my mentors, Tony Marzulli, once told me that there are things about David Turetsky that people don't like, and there are things that people love. And I've been working really hard for the last 20-something years. I think it's been about 20 years since he and I had that conversation. I've been trying to be more positive and to see the glass half full, and I've failed many times. I want to be more humble. I want to be more, and so I think that leads me to believe that every new transition gives us that opportunity. And I think this is a good one and a good way of being able to stop, smell the snow-covered roses, and be able to, because it's really snowy here in New York, and to be more positive. First, I'd like to thank the people at my former firm. They were wonderful, and they are wonderful, and they gave me great opportunities, and they saved me when I was feeling down, and they brought me back. And again, I want to give all of them a big shout out. You're going to hear that Dwight Brown can't be on the podcast for a while because of issues going on, but that's okay. He will eventually. He's my best friend, my partner in crime, and hopefully at one point we will be able to get back together on the podcast. So let's talk about the new directions for the HR Data Labs. So I think what you're going to hear is it's not going to be as polished as it usually is. I can't afford the beautiful engineering that Affogato Media does for us. Carl Howd is just a master, and you're going to hear the novice podcast engineering that David Turetsky can do on his own because I just can't afford to pay for podcast engineering. So for now, it's going to kind of be me, and hopefully that's okay. And hopefully we don't lose people because of that. Because if we do, that's okay. I just can't afford it. we're going to be merging in the Brown Bag Lunches into the HR Data Labs podcast. So it'll be kind of the same. And every opportunity we have to have both, we will. But we're still going to be putting out the HR Data Labs every Thursday. And if we can do a Brown Bag Lunch on Fridays, we will. But that's subject to being able to get guests and scheduling conflicts. The other thing I wanted to talk about for a new direction for HR Data Labs is that, as you know, I love consulting and I'd like to think I'm good at it. Here's where the humble comes in. I don't know. I just love it. And so we're creating HR Data Labs Consulting. So when you go to hrdatalabs.com, you're going to see that there's now a consulting aspect of HR Data Labs. And as you know, I don't sell on this podcast. Never have. I don't like it. And I'm not going to start now. But the HR Data Labs consulting part is a new direction. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's where we're going to be. That's how we're going to move forward. The other thing that I want to talk about with HR Data Labs is that I'm really proud of everything that the people who have been on the podcast, guests, as well as all the people at my former firm that helped me get to where it is. I just want to reiterate how thankful I am for them for getting me here and for getting the podcast here. I also want to give a big shout out to the people at Work Defined Podcast Network for giving us an opportunity to become part of their podcast network, which is filled with beautiful, wonderful, brilliant minds that, and great voices too, by the way. And they're just wonderful human beings. And I'm so proud to be a part of that network and counted as one of them because they're the best. So thank you to William and Ryan for your help there. The other direction that I wanted to talk about was the HR Data Doodles. I have a new season coming out, season 6, and season 6 is going to be focusing on addiction. And you might ask the question, why is it that the HR Data Doodles is talking about addiction? Well, I think it's something we don't talk enough about. There are a lot of people who suffer through addiction. I think everybody can say they're addicted to something, and I'm not taking this lightly. There are really hard things in this world, whether it's addiction to our phones, addiction to gambling, addiction to eating, or addiction to drugs. And we as human resources need to be able to deal with that with compassion, with empathy, but with support and strength. And I thought it was a very important topic to take on. And so that's the new season. It's coming out soon. And stay tuned. It'll be on Amazon and busfish.com. So I wanted to finish today talking about just where we're going to be headed. As I said, the HR Data Labs is going to continue as a podcast as well as a consulting organization. I will continue. And I want to thank all of you who have been a part of our journey for the last 5 years in over 250 episodes. I'm so thankful for all of you. You've been part of my life, and I will never forget that. And thank you for everybody who's ever downloaded or listened and who supported us, who's given us reviews, or who forwarded us on. And hopefully that will continue. So thank you all again. Take care. Stay safe, especially in this really trying time in our world. I wish peace for everybody and hope for everybody, and wish you all a very happy holiday season. Take care. Thank you for listening to the HR Data Labs podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and share it with your network. Also, check out the HR Data Labs Brown Bag Lunch every Friday on LinkedIn. You can also check out the recordings on Spotify. Thank you, take care, and stay safe.